Absolutely. I think especially us younger guys playing together more, getting more experience with one another, I think that also helps in situations like tonight too, being able to pull out and get that win. And Keontae making some big plays, Bryce making a big corner three. So just the cohesiveness that's building within our group, I think, is helping with that comfortability, and just like I said to you earlier, feeling free to play the game that I love, just that passion being there.
One of the things Will really highlighted when he talked to us is the late game execution you guys had, and said one of the things you guys did was watch the national championship game and took lessons from that.
Yes.
What lessons did you guys take from that?
We took some lessons of spacing, rebounding, which we almost blew at the end of the game on the free throw, but we got it back. And in terms of spacing, that's in the half court, but also side out of bounds, with Coach Will starting 3 guys in the backcourt, just to be able to give us a better chance of getting the ball in. So there's a lot of things that we learned during those last few minutes of the championship game.
This is one, but you were just playing college basketball, but the level is wildly different, right? What's the biggest thing that you notice, especially in kind of the late game situations, that is different about how college teams versus pro teams approach those situations?
I think in terms of the NBA, we're still, I want to say, like, thinking ahead versus college, but we're still trying to get the 2-for-1, even though we're down at the end of the game, because that still gives us another opportunity with the ball at the end of the clock. And that's another takeaway we learned in the championship game, that they could have done that, but they didn't. But so I think kind of just, you still realize how many possessions there can be with less than a minute to go. And because in college there's usually 1 or 2, right? But, I think tonight there had to be like 3+ or something. So I think kind of just realizing how much hope there really is until the final buzzer sounds.
Will was talking about being impressed tonight with your balance between the 3 and between deciding to either get off of it or drive in. Is it hard kind of as a rookie to get into the comfortable position of wanting to react off reads rather than just kind of execute the play the way it's supposed to be done?
Yeah, I think that's something that Coach Will actually does a really good job of teaching myself, but the whole team is, he's going to draw a play up for us, but it doesn't mean that we have to go through the whole thing if we see, another opening or opportunity. And he's totally okay with that. And that's the way he wants us to play. He doesn't want us to just do the X's and O's. He wants us to read the game and, be an actual player. And so I think, it's great for him to give us that ability. And it really helps me, especially when I'm a big thinker of the game, be able to read and react to those situations.
Was the last play in regulation supposed to be a 3 for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Read.
Yep.
I'm really happy for the guys. The end of game execution, I think, is the part that matters most to me. We've studied into game all year. We've had some good moments. We've had some tough moments for us, but we've also watched, a lot from around the league. We watched the end of the national championship game with the team. We're always trying to learn from the situational parts of the game, and I thought the team did a really good job. We're down 3, and instead of fouling right away, we wanted to trap to see if we could force a turnover, and the guys did that. We've had a couple instances this year where we've accidentally fouled in that situation, and so that's a lot of great carryover. And then I thought the end of regulation draw-ups that the guys executed really well. and we generated 2 good looks. Flip made a big play, but I'm happy for the guys because they come to work every day. They continue to stick together, and they are showing the ability to learn. So it's a good team win for them, and I really want them to enjoy it.
What stood out to you about Flip's performance?
Yeah, I mean, this is, from a stat standpoint, his best game as a pro. I think Flip did a really good job tonight of using the threat of the 3-ball to do a lot of the other things he's really good at. I talked to you guys a lot about the balance or the dosage of things, and as Flip was working really hard on his shooting and he's improving at it, I did feel like there were moments where the ratio was a little bit off. And that's not that shooting threes is a bad thing. In reality, if Flip played 34 minutes, I'd probably want him to shoot a couple more than 5. But I thought tonight he made a lot of good reads. And he used the reputation that he's built as a shooter, in the early part of his career to get downhill. Also, I think that when teams are switching a lot, that's when Flip's brain stands out. A lot of really good reads, some of the fake handoff keeps. His intelligence really shows when we play against switching.